Good morning, ninjas and ninjas, and welcome back to another episode of Salty Tales. Since I did that giant tomahawk the other day, I have a lot of people asking me the same question. Can you cook all the cuts on the same style? And my answer is always yes. And by that I mean you can always have great results no matter the steak as long as you follow a few steps. I'm going to take you into my own ways of cooking these monster steaks in your own oven with better than restaurant results. But I have a disclaimer. If you get to make steaks following my recommendations, you will hate steaks at restaurants to the point that you will never ever go again. And with that disclaimer out of the way, let me show you the breathtaker I have here. This is a monster Porterhouse steak, the biggest and most impressive steak I was able to find. This is the size of a baby, a small baby, and it weighs 5 pounds total. Agreed, that bone inside takes part of the weight away, but it is also the most integral part of the steak. Let me explain. A Porterhouse steak is nothing else than the New York steak in one side of the bone and a tenderloin in the other. Not the most flavorful and delicious steaks in the cow. We know those are the ribeye and the picanha. But when cooked together with the bone, they taste way better. The difference is that while cooking, the bone will heat up more than the meat, and it will transfer that heat into the steaks around it, making them cook from all sides and infusing it with some of that bone flavor. And yes, size matters for the experiment, as I'm trying some of you guys to hit that like button right away. Well, it is time to get this baby ready to cook. Many people out there would recommend to use oil as a binder for this size of steak, and that is something I don't really do. I believe oil will hold the salt from breaking the outer layers of the meat to transfer the flavors of the spices into it and creates a layer over the meat that keeps the spices away from it. And because of that reason, I don't use it for this kind of steak. What I season with is sea salt and pepper, making sure every area of the steak is covered by the spices. If you allow your steaks to rest with the spices over, you are accomplishing two things. One, allowing the spices to penetrate the meat as the salt breaks the cells and gets in contact with it. And two, allowing the meat to get as close as possible to room temperature in order to improve the cooking term in the steaks. The steak will be resting right here for up to an hour. And don't worry, beef needs at least 4 hours for it to spoil. Meanwhile, preheat your oven at 250 degrees. But there is something else you need to do in order to get the perfect turn, and that is to monitor your temperature. The steak will be cooked until the internal temperature gets to 120 degrees. And to know that, we need a thermometer. For that, I use my Meter wireless thermometer. This baby is not only precise and easy to use, but it also gives you the ambient temperature, time to finish cooking, and so on. Set your thermometer in the center, thickest part of the steak, away from the bone, and you will be okay. The Meter is highly recommended for these kind of cooks, and if you are interested, I left a link in the description of the video with a discount code so you can save some money with it. Well, it's been over an hour, and all you need to do is to sit your steak on an oven sheet and set it in the oven. Meanwhile, I will prepare a sauce to get this beautiful steak to the next level. And what's better than a nice chimichurri sauce? For that, we will add 4 garlic cloves and salt into my mortar and grind them until they look like a paste. Once that is done, I will add 1 tablespoon of dry oregano, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, half a cup of red wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, a handful of cilantro, half a cup of olive oil, and 3 pearl onions cut into thin slices. Mix well and you are ready to go. The thermometer just let me know that the steak is ready and it is time to take it out of the oven. Now the main and most important thing is to let it rest for at least 20 minutes. Here we have this beauty. It's cooked all the way. It's perfect the way it is. It's amazing and smells real good. Now what is the next step? The next step will be to let it rest. You have to let it rest, man. You have to let it rest for at least 20 minutes. Meanwhile, let's get the stove going. I have a little issue. My wife, Miss Ninja, is cooking in the stove inside, so I cannot even touch it. So we have to deal with the mini stove. So here we have our mini stove. And this is the problem, guys. If you're cooking a steak like that size, it's very difficult for you to have a pan that can fit all that meat in there. So I got here my griddle. I got this griddle in Amazon really cheap, about 20 bucks about 2 years ago. And as you can see, it's still good. So we're gonna put this baby here. We're gonna light up the stove and we're gonna wait for it to heat up. And as you can imagine, this baby stove will take forever to heat up this big griddle. But I have a secret weapon. This here is my grill blazer torch that can produce a whopping 400,000 BTU. Link and discount code in the description too. I will use this monster torch to take some work out of the mini stove. But if you have any regular stove, just use it. And with the griddle reaping hot, it is time to sear our monster. After one side is cooked, I will reset the steak so it can form those awesome grilling marks we all love. And now, boys and girls, it is time to take it out. Put it on your board and let it rest for at least 10 minutes. All right, boys and girls, mommies and daddies, grandpas and grandmas, look at this beauty, man.
That thing is huge.
My ninja, look at that.
It looks like the Flintstones.
It's cooked to perfection. It smells like a king. Everything is perfect about this baby. All we have to do is to give it a try right now. And Miss Ninja, you know we have two different steaks here, right?
No.
We have two different steaks here.
How?
I'm gonna tell you now, okay? Give me the knife. What is the knife?
Right there.
All right. All right. I'm gonna give you your favorite first.
Okay.
You tell me how you like it.
Quick. It's like butter. I mean, you put it in your mouth, it melts, literally. I didn't have to bite in it.
The tenderloin is super, super tender. It tastes amazing, which is not something that the tenderloin does. And it is real good. It's cooked to perfection, guys. It's a medium rare. It's beautiful and it smells like a king. Now let's try the other steak, Miss Ninja. You tell me how you like this one. My goodness.
I think like 5 people can eat out of here.
Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna cut a little piece for you because otherwise you're gonna be chewing there for a week.
Oh no.
Wow.
I keep this one. That's
Of course.
it. That's it.
That's Miss Ninja's favorite, but super tender, juicy, beautiful flavor, beefy, and really nice consistency. You know, it's something that it's not like the filet mignon that when you bite into it, it just melt. This one stays there a little bit more, a little bit longer, but it tastes so good, guys, that you want to chew on it a few times, and that's all you have to do. This thing is amazing, and both of them, the whole thing, the whole baby here is delicious, brother
and sisters.
and guys. I don't know what to tell you, man. This is an amazing way of cooking big steaks like this. Go step by step, don't mess anything, and you're gonna be okay. But now I have to ask you a question.
Good.
You know what question it is? You know what question it is? Look at this. Did I make you hungry?
Did we?
If we made you hungry, you have to hit us with the like.
Lots of likes.
Subscribe to the channel down there. Share with your
Yes,
friends and
do
family.
so.
And don't forget to let me know in the comments everything about anything that you have to say about it. Do you cook it that way? You prefer to cook it maybe in the grill or maybe in the smoker? Or what do you guys do with a big boy like this one? 5-pound steak. This is awesome. Let me know down there in the comments. That's all for today. But remember that I love ya.
Love you too. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.
Now we're gonna eat the whole thing.
Bye.